Hi guys, just thought I'd give you my opinions on the YSS front fork spring inserts which I've put on this bike roughly 2 or 3 weeks back. So far I'm pretty happy with the job I did putting the inserts in. Not sure if I put them in perfectly or the correct way to do it, but the fact is at this stage they're working pretty well for me, so I suppose that's the main thing. I had a bit of trouble putting those inserts in, couldn't pull the front forks out totally, so had no choice in the end to just undo the caps themselves, situated just here, undo those caps and then just compress the forks after taking the front wheel off naturally. Then using a syringe and a small tubing, suck out approximately 100 mils of oil, that's what I got out of each fork, and put the new oil back in exactly what I took out. Only reason I put in exactly what I took out is because I contacted YSS over in Thailand probably half a dozen times, and each time I contacted them there was no reply from the email how much fork oil I was supposed to put back into the forks or what the air gap was. So there was really no choice in the end, that I could only put in what I took out, and I thought that was the best bet. But so far, compared to what it ran in factory form, where it was very soft up front when I hit bumps, it worked out pretty good. And I'm pretty happy with how it works, and you know, maybe somebody will buy these YSS inserts and figure out how to get these front forks off totally in case I want to do a proper drain out to do it, but I wasn't able to do it, and another person had to look and they couldn't figure out how to get it off either. And probably unless you go to a dealer or somebody that's got really a lot of experience pulling front forks off a motorbike, you know, without breaking anything, that was the best idea I could come up with, of just doing a new oil insert fill that way, and it was fairly simple to do it. But more importantly, I might just show you how much difference it makes. So at the moment what I might do is set up the camera and I'll bounce the front suspension for you, and it'll give you an idea what it's like. Okay guys, this is the best way to look at forks with the preload here with the YSS springs in them. If you look at it now, if I go to, they're fully loaded, you could say, so I've got them totally wound in. If I go to push down on the front forks, I can't move them, they're virtually totally locked. Pressing down on them now, you just can hardly move them down. If I lock the brake on, they do move up and down a bit. So once again, if I press down on the bars, hardly move them. So I'll wind them right out now. Yeah, so like I said, it's quite a few turns to get this out, so that's out now, so they're both out fully anti-clockwise. Back on the bike, set her up. Now I can press down on it, hopefully you can see that. So I can press down on it, well, just by pressing down on my shoulders and getting it to move. I put my hand on the front brake. You can see how easy it moves up and down now. So that's on a total softer setting. The other was certainly locked right in on the hardest setting. So it's just a matter of now dialing what you want. Just rides like it does in factory. So like I said, I usually come in on 3 complete turns from there, sometimes close on 4. And depends on what I'm running now to work on these new tyres. So they may even go in a little bit higher than that, so it's just hard to say, but that gives you an idea. You can tell they do actually work. So what I'm going to do now is, using my marker here, I'm going to come in now with these new tyres on it. I think I'll come in 4 rotations, so I'll put the camera the other way and we'll do. So I think to set this bike up with the new tyre setup, I think I'll work on a 4 rotation on this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll swing over and do the other side. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll just push these front forks down and see what I think of these. I think they feel alright, and I'll just hold the brake on. That seems okay too, but more important. Yeah, so I think that seems good. So the only way I'll know is when I get out in the paddock, try it on a few rough hits and ruts when I go up the end of the scrub, see how that performs. Usually take that spender with me if I have to do anything. I'll either increase the load or back off and just see how it happens out there, and it's a really easy one to do, and you'll see what happens when it performs. But that's the main thing. I'm happy with the outlay for what it cost me to do this front end work on the bike, and it's worked out pretty good. And once again, thanks for tuning in, taking a look, and I just thought I'd do an update on this one, just tell you this part of the mod I'm pretty happy with. And as you can hear, there's a thunderstorm now in the background, so I better call it quits for the day. And once again, thanks for tuning in, taking a look.